We're going to go over section 3, 2B, activation efficiency determination phase. I'm going to give some high-level information on this section, specifically 5.2 to 5.4. There are some nuances beyond that I'll talk about in a later video, specifically around division inefficiency and things like that. So what we're looking at here is pretty straightforward from the beginning. You're going to draw an efficiency marker for your core commander, so that's your level 3, 3-star. For each core commander on the game state, or in the game rather, you're going to draw one for them even if they're off map. There are game effects based on where they're at. And these EMs are numbered 1 through 4. To figure out how many EMs go in the EM pool, you're going to look at the battle book. The battle book's going to tell you how many of each to put in there. This core efficiency, so 5.22, can be adjusted by the overall commander's initiative rating. This tells you exactly how to handle it and exactly what to do. It's very straightforward. 5.23, each division, so 2-star, that belongs to that 3-star, is going to use that 3-star's efficiency marker as their base number. And then you're going to do some adjustments. So if that 2-star is within range of his 3-star, then you might be able to get to increase whatever you draw. So if your core commander drew an efficiency rating of 2, but he's in range of that core commander, and that core commander's efficiency rating is +2, that 2 would in effect become a 4. +1, etc. Or with a +2, you can spread that up over 2 division commanders if you choose to. If it's a -1, of course, it decreases it, and if it's a 0, it has no effect. If your division leader, your 2-star, is not within range of your 3-star, whatever that 3-star's EM draw was, that division leader will get 1 fewer activation markers placed in the pool. And I'll show you a visual just momentarily. Again, 3 just tells you you're going to adjust your AM markers based on what this math tells you. There's a division ineffective status, rule 13.32. That's more appropriate for a different video. It's a little more in depth, but just on the surface, it's going to just have some effects. Things are going to be slightly worse. What this is all going to end up telling you is how many divisions, so 2-stars, 2-stars, how many AMs are going to go into the pool. The biggest rule here is this one. A division's number of AMs may never be above 4 or below 1. So agnostic of all the different additive things, if you draw an EM of 4 and you're in range to the coolest core commander in the world, you're still going to be capped at 4 AMs. There's probably a battle book out there that says, no, in this battle you go to 5 for the sake of historical accuracy, but in the game the basic rule is you're never going to make it above 4 or below 1. Alright, and then there's another thing in here, 5.25, sort of is repetitive in my opinion against 5.24. It basically starts out saying the same thing. A division whose division leader is not within, if you're not within range of your own core commander, you can't use more than 3 AMs. Well, if that core commander drew 4 EM and you're out of range, out of command rather, you're going to be -1. So you can't use more than 3 AMs. You can't build a pool. I'm sure there's some nuance to the game that lets that happen with some kind of pluses for the division leader, but it hasn't happened to me. But now that I've said that out loud, that's probably exactly what it is. I just haven't had it happen, so I think it's a silly rule. But don't forget this, 5.25. You may never use more than 3 AMs in a turn. That doesn't mean you can't have more than 3, it just says you can't use them. But march orders are kind of their own caveat. For most battle books which are going to play the march orders, you can have the equivalent of 4 activations regardless of your command status. Okay, then the last part is brigade, so we're going from 1-star to 2-star. If the brigade leader starts his turn out of command of his 2-star, he must skip 1 division AM. It's up to that player which one you skip. There's some strategy there to playing. If everyone's going to know you're out of command, but no one's going to know how many EMs you have, so you can play with that a little bit. So if you only have 2 EMs, you know your guy's only going once, but the other player doesn't necessarily know that. All right, so let's draw our map up here. Put it on the screen. Alright, so what we've got is, this is back to cross keys. In another video I talked about chain of command, so I'm going to kind of skip over that. We're going to say that Fremont drew an efficiency of 2. So what this means is, and Fremont in this game is both in this battle is both a 3-star and a 2-star. So I've broken his 2 chits out for visual sake, but in reality they stack together. If you were playing this battle, keep them together. So he is, of course, in range to himself. So Division Fremont looks at Core Fremont and says, okay, you got a 2, I get a 2. There's no pluses here that we need to think about and figure out. So Fremont is going to have 2 AMs placed in the pool for himself. Then over here on Blinker, Blinker is out of command of Fremont, so Parent's core efficiency is 2. Blinker is out of command, so he gets 1 fewer. So I've marked these little SP markers here to help visualize that. So this is my AM pool now. So I've built the AM pool, I start activation and playing, and I'm going to have 2 Fremonts and 1 Blinkers. As a little bit of bonus information, just something that wasn't always immediately clear to me, is how does the rest of the thing affect? So if a brigade leader is activated and he's out of range of his division leader, which is the case what I set up over here, he was out of command at the start. So when Fremont activates, when I draw and I get a Fremont, this brigadier is going to go 1 fewer times than this. So even though Fremont is going to get to go twice, which means everybody in command to him is going to go twice, this brigadier will go 1 fewer times. All right, leave questions below. Thanks.